Well, hello everybody, welcome back. Just kind of wandering through the back area here in the bits of yard and garden, looking at assorted things that I've got to do. I think today, I'm not really getting a whole lot done today actually, because today I've got to head out to Shoal Lake because there's a meeting for those of us who are interested in running for council, and that I am still on that plan, so got to head out and do that. But did a little bit of planning down in the dungeon and kind of wandering around the peppers earlier. Made a few decisions as to, what's the best way to put this? The rules and guidelines under which I will attempt to overwinter my peppers. Yeah, and then I probably still didn't really word that right. But basically there are some things I want to make sure I don't do to my peppers this year. One of the few peppers to, well, survive overwintering last year is the El Oro de Ecuador, and one of the things that really sets it apart is the fact that it has drainage. There are proper holes in the bottom of that proper planter. I think it was for a bush or a tree or something, and I can't really flood this one out as easily as, well, say almost every other pepper that was in the dungeon last year. This yellow scorpion came very close to suffering the same fate as those others, but appears to have decided to stick around. So I mean, it's going to be going downstairs, but it also is in a proper planter with proper drainage, and I think I've got some PVC underneath that for spacers just to make sure that it drains out fully and the water isn't, well, stuck in the soil, making that anaerobic, nasty kind of funk that is no good for the nose and no good for the soil. So, yes, this planter here, it has the sand dollar in it. This one gets to go in as it is because it does have overflow into the bottom and then, you know, spill out. So again, we're avoiding that anaerobic situation of a flooded pepper, because that seems to be what took out the vast majority of the overwintered plants. Aphids seemed to take out my seedlings, but it was pretty much overwatering that took out all of the more established things that I was trying to bring in. Up to and including, I think, ultimately all 8 of the peppers that I put into the hydroponic garden, well, last fall. The ahi penic only recently just died, so it did pretty well, but yeah, I'm not even going to try and put any of these guys into that garden this year. It's just too completely different, and I don't think the plants can handle that switch over, so that's reasonable. I can deal with that. I do, however, have lots of different options for plants that are in soil, and being me, yeah, it's time to decide, right? There are a few different things that limit me somewhat. Space, you know, light, those would be the 2 biggest. Finances, I guess, because if I had more cash I could probably add more light to the situation. In the dungeon, you know, I do have a fair bit of space down there. It's just not insulated, and when it gets real cold outside, it gets real cold in that dungeon too. Because a lot of these plants do have larger root structures, I would like to put them into, you know, something sizable. Unfortunately, I can only find one that is this size. The rest of them are, I think this is like 8 inches. Can't find an intact label on there. 200 mil, so yeah, I think that's roughly 8 inches. This one here, I'm going to go with anyway. It's a little on the shallow side, but it fits right into the top of one of those black pails that I've got, so it can drain into that at least. This largest, or the largest one, again fits perfectly into the top of that like a double cup, so those will both have containers. These, I worked it out, I can get like 2 of these into those black produce trays. So, got 4 now. So right now I've got 6 plants that I can potentially move. We know at least 2 of the ones in the front garden are coming up. Would never forgive myself if I didn't at least try with the matchbox, and if I didn't at least try with the paper lantern. And that said, you know, I kind of want to try with this unknown that's only just now putting on flowers. So I don't know where that kind of stands, but that's 1. And then I guess the 2 ahi penics would be nice, but I'm not counting on it. Sugar Rush Peach, Sugar Rush Red, Sugar Rush Cream, So maybe we'll go with the 4 mystery peppers. Or, yeah, the mystery pepper and the 3 sugar rushes from the patch here. No, that still doesn't work because I want to bring this guy up too. Oh, I'm going to need more planters. I'll figure something out. We've always got those black ones the tomatoes haven't done well in. But I don't need like rushing drainage. I just need some drainage. So, yeah, I see no reason to have, say, 4 or 5 sand dollars on the go. Since that one green one's coming in, I don't need to save any of those. That MOA Scotch bonnet would be nice though. And it would be really nice to save one of these burpee lemon hots. Yeah, I'm going to have to get creative with my planters and my spacing. But it's on now. It got down to 4 degrees Celsius last night, which is roughly 4 times 2 is 8 plus 32 is 40 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take, if my tablet is to be believed. Not entirely sure I trust that thing these days, but it's all I've really got to go on. A lot of this back here in the Chaos Garden is drying up quite nicely. You're getting on time to start saving bags of this for fish feed. It's free and they'll eat it. It's a seed. It's bound to have some sort of oils in there for them. So whatever, I'll take it. Free food is free food. Didn't really get much out of this patch this year, but nature had some fun. Got a few beans out of it. It is what it is. Wouldn't you know it, wandering around, look down at a bit of garden, a couple more pieces of glass. I swear, every time it rains, a whole bunch more glass comes up to the surface here. A little bit of pottery, perhaps. Ceramics. It's all over the place. It's ridiculous. Now there's one I'm glad I found before the dog did. Oh, look at that. That is some thick glass. Kind of ridiculous. I don't know if I should keep cleaning that up with a rake and, you know, and or what. Maybe bury it under 10 feet of topsoil. I don't know. No, obviously I gotta keep picking it up, cleaning it up. It'd be nice if there was some way to recycle broken glass around here, but in theory we're just supposed to put bottles into that glass recycling bin, so yeah, not quite on that one yet. Maybe I'll figure out some sort of crucible and I'll find a way to melt it all and make a giant glass ingot and have some fun with it that way. At least that's a project to look into. Anywho, that's a project for another day. Because, yeah, I gotta get ready for that meeting a little bit later. But, yeah, thank you all for sticking around. I look forward to chatting with you tomorrow. And hopefully, actually getting something garden related done. Alright, I will see you